Hi, this is Kerry Ardak with Imp Stocks bringing you your daily Tesla report for Friday, January 17, 2025. Before I jump into all the analysis, I just want to mention that this week, the week we and hashtag 039, we put out two stock picks as usual, Advanced Drainage Systems and Zillow, both of which are at significant capitulation points, turning points, and that and hashtag 039. It's always the case actually when we present a stock pick. It and hashtag 039, like we and hashtag 039, We wait for those that are just right on the edge and we give you the precise conditions for meeting a buy signal requirement and that and hashtag 039. Always a contained within the video. You can check out Zillow, check out Advanced Drainage Systems last week's, the previous weeks because they and hashtag 039. Still relevant by going to Imp Stocks. You can also see the weekly SPY report I and hashtag 039. The daily SPY report, the daily Q weekly Apple stock, etc. Go to Imp Stocks, take advantage of that 5-day free trial. You won and hashtag 039, regret it. Well, you might, but I don't and hashtag 039, think you will. If you like the analysis you see in Tesla, anyway, Tesla, 5-year chart. The fact that 7-8 weeks ago, we settled above this 341.72 2-year channel top, which set off a 3 to 5 month buy signal to 504.22. And we reached it in about 3 to 5 weeks. Actually, we didn't and hashtag 039, reach it, I need to clarify. We got up to around 488 and change, and at the time I think it was around 501 or something. In any event, we came close to reaching it and then we fell away. And when we fell away, we settled below a rising channel bottom. I and hashtag 039 am not even showing anymore. And, there have been a series of structures that we and hashtag 039 been using to indicate 341.72. And right now it really hinges on the 433.23 channel top. This is a formation that we did essentially test on Wednesday. We came very close to it. It can contain buying through next week, and below which we do maintain a 2 to 3 week sell signal or 2 to 3 weeks bearish expectations down to 341.72. On the way down, of course, we have channel support that you can find at 378.66. And it can contain daily selling pressures only, although I do think if you sell 433.23 and you intend to buy back at 378.66, and I and hashtag 039, am talking really to 3 to 5 day swing traders. 3 to 5 day swing traders can actually go long at 378.66, because you never know, we could rotate all the way right back up to the 433.23 channel top. But I do see that holding below 433.23, you should allow for 341.72 over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Working downside today, 401.42 is a 50% downside retracement over the last couple of weeks. It can contain intraday selling pressures and once tested we could rebound back to 433.23 on an intraday basis. But if we do break or perhaps open today below 401.42, 378.66 is a clear possibility by the closing bell where I would anticipate a daily low. And as I said a moment ago, we just might bottom out here into later next week and from there round back up to the 433.23 channel top. But if we close below 378.66 and it and hashtag 039, it's not likely to happen today, but it is certainly possible at some point next week. Then our 2 to 3 week objective at 341.72 is likely to be realized within about 3 to 5 days. 341.72, long-term channel top, that and hashtag 039, a 2-year channel structure that can absorb selling into, quite possibly through the second quarter. And from there, we can round back up to the 504.22 5-year channel top within 3 to 5 months or less. And I think that kind of covers the downside pretty well. Holding above 401.42 today, we'll keep the 433.23 formation in reach, where the market can top out through next week. So this is a very sound level for day traders, 3 to 5 day swing traders back to 378.66, and 2 to 3 week swing traders back to 341.72. That is the expectation. Now, if we happen to push through, or open above today, 433.23, 451.70 is in reach today. It would be a nice rally. And overall closing today, wrong chart, above 433.23, no good reason to be short Tesla as we move through the rest of January. The 2 to 3 week time frame then shifts bullish up to 504.22. So closing above 433.23, 504.22 is likely within 2 to 3 weeks. That is a 5-year channel top that can absorb buying pressures into, possibly through the second quarter. And on the way up, we would have 479.86. That is the high settlement price from the middle of December. That could be considered a 3 to 5 day target. If we close today above 433.23, 3 to 5 day swing traders reverse and go long up to 479.86. 2 to 3 week swing traders reverse and go long up to 504.22. Where we can actually top out on a quarterly, possibly longer term basis. Last thing I and hashtag 039 am going to say is if over the coming weeks, this market does manage to close above that 504.22 5-year channel top by a required 1% margin, 607.73, then a likely 1 to 2 month target, and over the following, it could be as little as 3 to 5 months, July 27, 17, the full wave count. You basically subtract that January 23rd low from the November 21st high, add it then to the 21 high. It flips it on its head all the way back. I call it the full swing, the full rotational swing up to July 27, 17. Those are great targeting mechanisms and they work pretty well. And if we close above May 4th, 22, that would be my longer-term expectation. Once again, we put out 2 videos this week on Zillow Advanced Drainage Systems. Please click like, share, subscribe. I will be back on Monday afternoon with Tuesday and hashtag 039, Tesla. Long weekend ahead of us, MLK Monday. And so we and hashtag 039, be back, we and hashtag 039, be delivering you Tuesday and hashtag 039, analysis on Monday afternoon as per usual. That is all I have. You have a great weekend and we and hashtag 039, be back soon.